Let me explain the backstory and the world of my new Into the Metadrome EP. More is never enough. Sometime in the near future, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, 50 years in the future, rich people escape into these perfect, fully controlled virtual reality cities. The air is clean, the light is flawless, there's no discomfort. It's basically a playground for millionaires, marketed as a very desirable place. And Houston Wade, who is a somewhat famous rich kid, he enters the Metadrome expecting to be a god, and Asteria Jackson, who's like a broke hacker, sneaks in because she wants a life that doesn't feel like punishment. Those are the two main characters. But of course, there's a twist. And once you're inside, the city rewrites you, which means it decides what you should look like, how you should feel, and what you should desire, all based on what is supposedly optimal for you. And, everything's optimized, every flaw is removed because obviously you want to upgrade, but then you really realize you're not upgrading, but your personality is slowly dissolving. Houston overdoses on perfection until nothing touches him anymore, and Asteria upgrades herself so hard that she can't recognize herself in the mirror anymore. So they both go looking for something that this system cannot simulate, which is real sensation, real noise, real physical bodies, and real connection. That's the world the Into the Metadrome EP lives in. It's a shiny utopia that, like every utopia, very quickly becomes a coffin, unless you're willing to break that open. Cold Chrome, the first song, is the recruitment anthem for the Metadrome. It's kind of like the sales pitch, the dream that is being sold to everyone who wants something better than what they have right now. And by the way, that is why I use the vocoder as the loudest voice in the chorus. Because it's computer generated and not real. The Metadrome, the city, gives you flawless bodies, curated emotions, tailor-made dreams, and as you step inside the place, it tells you you've arrived and you're chosen, you're worthy, and that all your flaws don't matter anymore. It's basically, high gloss hallucination or something, and everyone inside of it believes the same lie that perfection will save you. Side note, the female voice in the break is my lovely girlfriend Electra Black, and I wanted to have a female voice to signify Asteria Jackson's hope for a better future. So I asked my girlfriend, and she was kind enough to sing that live. The second song, More Is Never Enough, is the entry point into the Metadrome. More is never enough! The main character, Houston, he arrives in paradise, and like a spoiled person, the first thing he immediately asks is, what's next? And he then burns through every premium upgrade in the first 24 hours, which is like perfect sex, perfect weather, designer highs. But the moment all of these stimuli stop, his old emptiness and hunger snap back only harder. Endless pleasure, endless feed. Chasing ghosts I'll never need. He's now living inside like a hyper-optimized pleasure machine, or whatever you want to call it, and he still feels the same hole inside of him. So he escalates, and everything's faster, higher, louder, but nothing really lasts. Every high fades too fast. Every moment built to crash. The truth hits him that it's possible to have everything and still feel nothing, and that in the Metadrome, more is the default setting, but it's still just never enough. That's also one of the reasons why at 2/3 into the song, the main riff stops and then a new riff comes in with a Benny Benassi style synth. This Benny Benassi style synth signifies the search for satisfaction, and also the fact that the last part of the song is new shows that the original parts of the song were not enough, so it needed a new part because more is never enough. So this is one of the very few Faderhead songs with heavy guitars in it, and obviously someone will ask it. The guitars are recorded on a Les Paul Studio Lite through a Tone Forge Disruptor virtual amp. The third track, We All Smile Here, Nothing's Fine, is about the point in the story where both characters realize that this may not be what they were hoping for. Asteria keeps upgrading herself in the builder pod until she looks like someone who never really lived a day of her actual life. And even her reflection starts lagging behind her movements because everything's virtual in the city. And she can't tell where she ends and where the city begins. Houston gets stuck in a loop watching the same 30-second ocean projection, and it's really perfect, but it's too perfect. And that's when he realizes he doesn't recognize himself and his face anymore. We all smile here. That's the Metadrome survival rule, because everyone performs happiness because that's what they came for. But, you know, underneath, whether you notice or you don't notice, nothing's fine. But no one wants to admit that. This is one of the songs where I wanted a lot of voices in the chorus, and so I recorded myself singing, 7 or 8 times. And then I sent the double vocals through a voice AI and changed my voice into different voices.
We all style. We all profile.
This does 2 things. Number 1, first it symbolizes how the Metadrome artificially changes people. And number 2, it makes the chorus sound bigger, as if we all were singing, not just me. Because if you just use your own voice, it's very hard to sound convincing as a group of people. The fourth song, Skullcrawlers, that's the song where the problems become bigger. Houston, one of the 2 main characters, he tries to buy meaning. He gets rare materials, elite experiences, curated pleasure, and he consumes really like he's trying to fill a grave, while at the same time Asteria walks through the perfect districts of the city and realizes everything human has been turned into a product, and even rebellion has been packaged and commercialized. Kind of like it already has been in real life, to be honest. Skullcrawlers is intentionally minimal and repetitive. There are no verse vocals. Instead, I took the audio from a YouTube video of 3 AIs talking to each other. I especially like that I didn't know if that video and the AI talk was actually real or if someone faked it just for the YouTube video, because that would fit 100% with the whole Metadrome story. Another thing that I did in the lyrics, it's not possible for anyone else but me to see because there's no booklet. And that's the 3rd and the 4th line in the song are all sold life force. And the word life force is scratched out in my Google Doc where I wrote the lyrics. Because the actual things that give life and give energy in life are no longer there. Just, artificial voices and impulses. The 5th song of the EP, Give Me Something Real or Give Me Death, that's where the story flips. Give me something real or give me death. Asteria builds a tech-free bunker down in the basement of the Metadrome. There are no holograms, no surveillance, no biometric tracking. So once you pass the signal jammer at the door, all your implants die. And you're probably alone in your own body for the first time in years.
Consumes my chest.
This place becomes an underground church of noise, sweat, and human chaos. And Houston hears the rumors about this and he finds it and goes. And when the bass hits for the first time, he feels pain, heat, exhaustion, all the things he forgot that actually existed. And then he breaks, but in a good way. Give Me Something Real or Give Me Death is not about rebellion yet. It's more about remembering what being alive feels like. And for the nerds, the guitars on this one are also recorded on a Les Paul Studio Lite, but this time through a Tech 21 Sans Amp plugin. In the last track, Hard Reset, the main character Asteria, now known as the Acid Witch, runs these hidden raves and building a whole movement in the shadows of the Metadrome. And by the way, that's why the song starts with a muffled sound and filters up until the beat hits. I wanted to mimic the sound that you all know that you hear when you go towards a club and the music slowly gets clearer and clearer.
Hard reset.
Story-wise, Houston becomes obsessed, not with the spectacle of the underground club, but with the truth that he feels there. He then stops logging into the digital VR devices at all. One night, in the middle of a filthy, sweaty, ecstatic crowd, he looks up and he sees the Acid Witch behind the decks, masked and commanding the entire room with nothing but sound. And then he falls, not in love, not yet at least, but into a new version of himself, which is a version the Metadrome cannot control. And that's the Hard Reset. Stylistically, this is the song that differs the most from the rest of the EP. It's the only one that has a techno build-up structure without a chorus, which I chose purposely to signify the primal nature of the raves. And I also tried to give it a more analog sound than the other tracks.